Hi, my name is Jelyn, and I'm really honored that YL have approached me to share this piece of knowledge. Facial gua sha is something that I have, or rather gua sha in general is something which I've picked up, the last 5 to 6 years, and I found it to be really useful. Not just on the face, on the body, actually pretty much started on the body, then I realized, let's how about exploring using on the face. So that was how it was purely curiosity and vanity, okay, that got me started. So yeah, so today, what we're gonna do with the gua sha, this half an hour, 45 minutes, I'm gonna just run through very quickly some of the theories, and then to also guide you through using the tools that comes with this set of Bloom, the promotion now. So Gua Sha tool itself, this particular one from YL is actually made of jade. So that's quite commonly you will find in the market, like jade, rose quartz. So what's the good thing about using the stones for face? Okay, I keep this in my room, which is air conditioned in the night. So they come when you use it in a face, it's actually quite cooling. Even the stone in itself, if it's not in a cool place, they are generally cold compared to, say, your horn based or some nowadays you have like resin material. So if you want to use it on the face, no harm pampering yourself with a set of stone based gua sha tools. Irene, can I get the next slide? So the benefits of gua sha, it's plenty. Okay, so the final, for my age now, of course, I want to look as youthful as I can. I'm not that old, but I want to continue to look as youthful. So like all the lines starts coming out. That's where you want to think about picking up this skill to reduce fine lines, restore the firmness. And later on, when you do the demo with me, right, you will notice that the face just light up. It's brighten up. So that's something which is quite visible usually. Relieves jaw tension because this part of our face is pretty much used often. We eat, we talk, and in fact, some of us may be clenching our jaws, or you grind your teeth when you sleep, so you wake up feeling tired. Yeah, so this gua sha itself can also help you to run through the acupressure points, okay? So it promotes lymphatic drainage because, as you know, we have a system over here that helps to remove mucus buildup. Yeah, so this, as we work on it later on, this part, that's where I will start with, okay, to clear the system before we move up to the higher part of the face. Decreases puffiness. I personally, from young, I tend to have puffiness. So when I do the gua sha, I can tell a difference in terms of especially my eye area. Yeah. And lastly, mental clarity. I use gua sha, well, face, yes, and also in the head in general, which later on I can just show you how you can just brush your head so that, it kind of like, you just clear your mind. Yeah, that helps me a lot too. So I will show to you the next one, where the next page where it shows the lymphatic drainage system. Okay, this is something more for general knowledge, and like we have all this build up here in this part of the system. Okay, let's wait for her to, yeah. So on the flow of lymph fluid, as you notice, when we gua sha, right, we will pretty much follow that flow. Okay, we want to drain it off the system. We want to promote circulation. Yeah. So the on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see where that flow goes to, downwards on this side. Okay, and then yeah, that's pretty much where we will be covering later. You can take a picture of, if you want to see, you want to specifically on the flow of the lymph fluid. Then you can understand and appreciate why Gua Sha is not done this way or the other way. Yeah. The next slide. Okay, I'm showing you. I know we have cultural people here. We have different languages spoken. I apologize that I cannot find one picture that best describes this in English, but don't be concerned about the Chinese words. What I really want you to understand is that the face has many acupressure points, okay? And when we work on the face, I like how Irene said, like, you take your face to a gym, yeah? You work it out and you activate the system. And this is where, if you understand the very basics of Gua Sha, is really to decongest. So when we roll or when we Gua Sha on the face, what we're trying to achieve is also to promote circulation on the face and to prevent congestion. So what happens when it's congested is that you'll feel tenderness. So later when we do demo, and if any of you feel like, certain parts, why is it so painful, or why is it so tender? Then these are pretty much your blockage. Okay, be gentle on yourself. So when you feel like, this part, no, this is too painful, then we want to do it very gently. Later on, I'll go through the safety so that you don't hurt your skin on the face. The skin on our face is very thin, so we want to be very mindful. I don't want to have you guys waking up tomorrow morning and then you have all the red patches on your face. All right. So you can take a picture of this face acupressure points so that you can work with, like, later on, if you feel like, hey, how come this part feels a bit so, that's one of the acupressure point, and you are aware, and it's not like because you have other issues. Okay. So one of my favorite part of facial Gua Sha is actually because pretty much for the eye care. So this, I will also highlight to you this area, which especially as we grow larger in numbers of years, age, we will have a lot of eye issues as well, not just here, but the eyes gets weaker. We start to have 老花, old flower, we start to have saggy skin, we start to have, and especially what I've heard a lot from friends during this period, especially the last 1 year when we have to work from home pretty much, and the eyes are always very tired, okay? Even I feel it. So this facial Gua Sha will help you to relieve that tiredness, the fatigue. And I've actually have these points over here where you can, if you wish to take notes of, these are, as you can see, they actually translated some of the acupressure point. So that's the English version of it. Not entirely, but most of it on this area. The next one. So there's so many points to take note of, right? But the beauty of Gua Sha is you don't have to remember everything, because when you roll, you will cover pretty much all of it. Okay, so don't be too worried, like, wow, I got to remember this, remember that. No, this is just more like for information for you to understand how else you can use acupressure point as well to improve your eye care. The next one is the other 4 points, I believe. The next slide. Yeah, so this is still the same. It's more like the information of the same photo. And where I want to go to now is really the safety before we start, okay? Because like I said just now, the face is a very delicate place of the body. It's a bit unlike Gua Sha, the body, but the body, and you know, if you've seen pictures of, you know, very red or very dull red colors on the skin, that's actually the Sha, all right? It's a Chinese term. Sha means like sand. Yeah, so those where it's red, it's actually an intentional bruising, so that we can actually activate the system to circulate and repair in that sense. Okay, put simply, yeah. But on the face, we do not want to achieve that kind of redness. In fact, on the face, we want to be very gentle, in very light strokes. Okay, right now, if you have any inflammation on your skin, right, please do not gua sha today. Okay, it's not recommended for people with bad outbreaks or very sensitive skin. Yeah. Okay, I have already done all my cleansing, and I've cleansed with the BLOOM cleanser. I have put on the essence before I came into the session. So yeah, we should have asked you to wash your face also. But if you haven't had a chance to wash your face and you want to join into the demo, right, just grab a wet wipes and then clean up yourself a little bit. It's also possible. Okay, so make sure the skin is clean and your tools are safe. Okay, sometimes the good thing about stone-based tools are that it's cool and it's a lot more soothing, right? But the drawback is also be very mindful. There may be chips, okay, if you do not handle it carefully. So I'm quite thankful that the set comes with a pouch, okay, just to keep your tools safely. And yes, gentle strokes, and you will see that during the session. You can do this roller thing every day, okay, every morning, night, that's fine. All right. This is a very gentle way of introducing or stimulating the system, and it's very quick. For those who always find that you're short of time and you only have 30 seconds, then just roll at 30 seconds. It's better than nothing. The Gua Sha tool may be a little more time consuming, but the effect is a lot more, okay, because because of the pressure compared to a roller, because of the areas that we are covering and the stroke itself. So, okay, let me just demonstrate. Can you see me? Are you ready with your, the last part, of course, right now, no, not cleanser, sorry, lotion. Okay, you can use lotion as you put on your after essence and then you put on your lotion. You can then go on to roll or gua sha, all right? So for those who like to include essential oils into your cleanser, you can do so at this point. Personally, my preference is frankincense. So what I'm gonna show you is I'm going to roll first, and I'll be using on one side of the face. And I also want to share that if you really forgot certain steps, it's really not a big deal. Okay, I always say do better than never do. Just make sure you follow one direction. Okay, so this is the neck. Okay, it's okay, because we're doing that gua sha part, right? So it's okay if you need to use a bit more of the cleanser. Okay, when we put lotion, okay, because we want to have the lubricant, or we don't want to be stretching it or pulling it, then you end up having more wrinkles or more saggy skin. Okay, now the roller, there's the big side and the smaller side. Okay, this is pretty much for the smaller area. Remember we talked about the lymphatic drainage. So what I usually like to do is This part here is where you what you call it, you remove, okay? But here we want to uplift, we want to lift up the, can you see? You do it long enough, then you will not see so many lines. They always say the neck lines tells the age of someone, right, of a lady. So do it often. You don't get that line so much. So this is coming down. I prefer to do it down here. This is to drain. Over here, I want to, so you do it very, very gently. Anyway, this thing glides very well, very easily. You don't have to choke yourself. You don't have to push it in. It's really just running through, okay, the neck. And rollers are really very easy, simple, fast read, okay? So from, as I said, I'm only going to just do one side, so on my left side. For those who are at home, you want to take a picture of yourself before you do the demo, you can too, so that you can see the contrast, all right? So this here, I feel a bit awkward because I'm on the opposite direction on the screen. So here, about 3 to 5 times. You want to do like 10 times, that's fine. What we want to achieve is to roll to where the drainage, the acupressure point that's somewhere here. This helps to drain it off, okay? So going up here and coming down, just to drain it off. Okay, going up, coming down. And here, see, I've been very stressed. I can see my pimple. It's okay, but this is not raw. But if it's like raw, then you want to be very mindful. Okay, so yeah, to the hairline. So about 5 times, depending on how much time you have. I always say you do is better than you never do, right? Okay, then the eye area is a bit, this is the cheek area. You can also flip the tool over and do just under the eye, okay? Same thing, we always want to bring it to the hairline because that's where you can clear it off. The system can clear, okay, this is, okay. 5 times, 10 times. And I've also noticed if you use, because this is cold, okay, it actually helps to close up your pores. If you have big pores, it cools, it comes down the system, it comes down the skin. Okay, over here, you can flip it. Let's do this one here, under the eyebrow, this bone. Okay, always bring it to the hairline. Okay, this part is doing this itself, especially if you have a tired eye, you can feel the instant relief, the shookness. Okay, so above you use a bigger part, and we do about 10 times. Okay. Now this is the advantage of the roller, because it's really just quite simple. Like even if you forgot, okay, if you there are some stuff, there are some on the internet that says, oh, I must do this, I must do that. Don't be too worried. Okay, just think of it. If you want to prevent wrinkles, we want to go all the way to the hairline. It's actually an acupressure point over here. Later on, this does not give you much soreness, tenderness compared to the board. Okay, this is really very comfortable. All right. I don't know. I'm not sure whether you can see much of a difference, but I myself, when I did, because the screen is a bit, the resolution is not as good. But when I did this, I actually felt at home, when I can be up close in front of the mirror, I could actually feel this part relaxed, and the skin, I'm not sure, and the skin actually it just feels calmer, okay, compared to this side. The tension is lesser. Yeah. Are we good with this? You all can see a difference.
Yeah, quite a number of people commented they can see a difference.
That's good. And honestly, we only did like, I don't know, because I have to teach you, so I went a bit slower. But back home, if you only have that bit of time, then I think 30 seconds, quickly roll, it will also work. 1 minute, spend a minute. Okay, self-care means you invest a bit of time on yourself. So that's the rolling part, all right? Can we do both rolling and gua sha together? Well, why not? And if you want to do it together, sometimes what I like to do is I gua sha first and I roll, because the rolling part of it actually also like a finisher for me, okay? But just for today, I actually wanted to show you that even if you only have 1 minute of your time, roll it, okay? Roll it, and you can still see the difference. I'm glad y'all see the difference. Okay, now this is the gua sha part. I have to prime it again, because be very careful when you use the board, because the board needs a little bit more, does have a bit more friction, all right? Because how we use it is that the aircon in this room is a bit cold. Okay, this is the board. What we do not do with this is that we do not gua sha this way. No. Okay, this will hurt your skin, all right? The face is delicate. We try to do as flat as possible. Okay. And the one that's provided by YL is a very nice shade. So they are actually they are good for different parts of the face. All right. Even if yours doesn't look like that, okay, it's okay, because you can always make use of the corners and the sides of the board. Okay. So gentle reminder to never do this. Not even if you're gonna use it on your body. Okay, gua sha is always done at an angle. On the face, it's almost flat, right? We'll position our other hand that we're not using, position it on the face so that we don't end up pulling our skin. I'll take the questions later if there is any, okay? And same thing, I realized I should have worn a slightly more off shoulder. So as I shared just now, this way, I like to do it downwards because that's actually for me to clear. Over here, I do it upwards because I want to uplift, all right? So here we go. From here, okay? Let me just add a little bit more. If you have a V6, you can also use the V6, okay? This action here helps to drain off the fluid from the lymphatic system. Some of you, when you do this and you go like, ouch, 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 here, pain, there, pain, those are pretty much the congestion, okay? I'm sure you can see that my neck is already red, even though I did not use a lot of strength. I merely glide down. Can you see that it's already red? Okay. And when I move here, remember, do not use too much pressure. Just glide up. Yeah. Which part do I use? So, because this is a concave, using this part will be more comfortable for you. Okay. If your gua sha board is not this looking, then find a side that is comfortable for you. For the ceramic spoon, I think you can actually face inwards. I don't have a spoon, but find a comfort point for yourself. Okay, so I like to do. I'm trying to. Okay, how about this way? Okay, this way like that. Okay, and you go up. A gentle massage up here. How many times? I would say 5 to 10 times. If you have a bit of time, go through it a bit more. If you have lesser time, then 3 to 5 times. Okay. So this is the part that's uplifting. All right. Then we move on to, I like to do it from bottom up, as I said. So over here will be the jaw. Later on, you can also see, if you take a picture, you can also see that this part here, usually very significantly, this part here, you will see the uplifting. Okay. So this is where I did my roller. I'm going to do the Gua Sha part. I'll place a finger here just to prevent the skin from running around. Gua Sha board, pretty much here, close to the skin. Okay. Okay, so you see, you see the friction. It's because I need to put a little bit more of. All right. So I'll roll up to the end here. Remember the picture I showed earlier on, there's acupressure points. You can do a gentle massage and you clear it. Okay. Up here and you clear it. So 5 times. Can you actually already see that my hair is a bit more puffy, like meaty. And then here, actually it's sharper. Okay, that was just, I think I did not up to 10 strokes. So this is almost quite immediate. Yeah, plus just now I roll as well, right? So that's this part here. If you have no time to work an entire face, right, and if this part is your concern, then do it daily, okay? Okay, so I'm going to work here to here. I use the curved portion because that fits nicely to the face. And always draw it to hairline. Then you can just massage. Now remember, there's another pressure point over here. Okay, so for some of you, if you feel that, ouch, a bit sore, then do not use too much strength. Okay, you just want to gently massage. Okay. Okay, that's 3 times. Do not do this when you're in a rush. That's why, because when you're in a rush, what's going to happen is you might end up, stretching your skin too much. Okay, so you dedicate a bit more time if you want to use the board. The roller is a lot more easier if you just need a quick job. All right. So that is below the cheek. I think you can also see, I don't know how I should position this, but I think you can also see that the skin gradually is firmer than on my right side. Yeah. Under the eye. Okay. Under the eye, you can use a smaller corner of your Gua Sha. But this one fits fine this way. So be very, very gentle because the eye area is even more delicate than the other parts of the skin, okay? So what I like about this part especially is when you experience fatigue, you can roll, you can guasha. If you feel there's tenderness at a certain point, for me, usually is here, here, I will work a little bit more, maybe about another 5 more strokes till the soreness doesn't feel so intense, all right? So can you see that actually somewhere here, it's a little bit, I'm not sure if you can see, it's actually a little bit red. And that's actually the point where I tend to get tiredness when I spend too much time on the gadget, okay? So just do a little bit more, but remember, do not press in, all right? It's just gliding, okay? Over here, on the top, this under the brow, what's easier is this way. So you turn your board, the smaller one on the lower side, and same thing, glide. Okay, this our temple area has another acupressure point, so that's where you can massage. Okay, same thing. Whenever you feel like the skin is getting a bit, because bloom it's quite light, so it actually gets absorbed pretty fast. If you feel that you need to top up, you know, like I did, I've been topping up each time if I find that the skin is a bit, or rather the friction, the friction is too much for the skin, just top up, okay? Now that's for the eye area. If you do this properly, what you're going to see is that your puffiness reduced, okay? Puffiness reduced and the eyes sparkles. No, the eyes brighten up. So one more time, over here, you bring it to the hairline here. Over here, you bring it to the hairline here. So there's a little curve up. Can you tell there's a radius? If the eyes, I'm not sure if you can see, is brighter. Okay, so the last part of the face, well, almost last, second last. These two parts, I like to massage here using the two ends. Okay, so some of you may not have a board that has two ends, some the squarish one or the rectangularish. That's fine. Then you do one at a time. Okay. The good thing about this is we can do this together. I like to massage. Okay, gentle, just on the point. Press on the point, gentle massage. This one is not to pull or to stretch, okay? It's really to massage. Do you see this really just nice to position on the acupressure point on this two sides. So just massage. Some of you can feel the tenderness. You want to do a little bit more, you're welcome to do so. If not, then just 3 to 5 times, press down, massage, press down, massage. And lastly, here, on the using the curve. Okay, and oops, I need to. Okay, so all the way to the hairline. Now, some of us may find this to be a little bit sore as well. Suddenly you feel like the whole head is sore here and there. So not to worry. Once you move up here, if you feel that it's uncomfortable, there's discomfort, give it a little massage. Okay. Always to the hairline. Okay. That's pretty much half the face done. I should take a picture and see. I know myself, for me, I can feel a difference pretty much usually on my cheek. My forehead is, I think I don't have, thankfully, not much of that wrinkle line. So do it often, okay? But my issue is pretty much on the lower part here. The tension is here. So Gua Sha, as you can already see, the Gua Sha really helps me to relax the muscle at the same time to uplift. Okay, are you ready to, have you been following me? Or if not, then it's good to get started. I was hoping to see if I can view everyone. If you want me to see if you're doing it correctly, right, then you have to turn on your video, and I can then try and see if somebody can raise a hand. If they raise a hand, do I get to see it?
Yes, I think you can get to see.
I can get to see it
on gallery view, and then you'll be able to see all the
Okay.
participants.
Okay, so we've got to prime the skin. I've got my essence. I just need to put on the lotion. I'm doing it on the other side now. For you, you can do, when you put your lotion, remember, try not to pull down your skin, always upwards, okay? For me, I have to do it in stages because my skin tends to absorb lotion, this Bloom lotion quite fast. So we start with the roller. I think some people were asking, do you need to do both together? Yes and no, it's really up to you. Today you don't have time, you just want to do a quick one, then just roll it. So this side here, I like to roll it down. This is where it drains off. So I will be rolling it. This is very gentle. You want to do it a little bit faster, that's okay. 10 times. And when it's nearer the neckline here, I prefer to do it to lift up, okay? Okay, try not to do this on the on face or skin not washed. Okay, if you want to join me in the steps, get a wet clean wipes or something to just clean off the face. Okay, because it's like if you have debris on your face and then you're doing this, you're like, you know, introducing more dirt into the system. Okay, so when you're done with the neck, we'll do the jaw area. Suddenly I forgot where I did. Okay, so this roll and downwards, clear it. Roll downwards, clear it. Always to the hairline. 5 times, 10 times, depending on how much time you have. So that was the what do you call that? The jaw area. Okay, if you find that you need more time to work on it, by all means, another 5 times. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule like you can only do 10 times or so. Okay. Continuing up below the cheekbone. Same thing all the way. Always upwards. Don't go down. Okay, because we want to lift up the skin, uplift the skin. If you're using okay, for those who don't have the roller and you're already using your Gua Sha board, just be mindful of the angle of your board. Okay. So about 10 times. Then I'm going to cover this part. You can use the smaller portion, or if you prefer, this is fine too. Okay, all the way up. I know some people keep their Gua Sha rollers or Gua Sha board in the fridge because you love that coolness. That's also possible. After you wash it, you can keep it in the fridge. Okay, this area is a bit smaller, so you definitely need to use the small one. So same thing, a little bit. You may not be able to see that actually I'm kind of like actually lifting up. Okay. So for those who have been using the computer this entire day, if you're doing this now, you can actually feel the tension relieving from this whole eye area. Okay. Here. Same thing. Notice rolling, right? You don't really need to top up so the lotion so often. Okay. And then finally, just the last one. Doing this at night is also very it's kind of like prepare yourself for bed. I find this quite relaxing. I don't know if some of you may gua or roll, then you feel like, oh, okay, you really want to go to sleep already. I don't know if you feel that now. Don't sleep on me yet, okay? So that's just the rolling part. I don't know. Did we take 5 minutes? Yeah. So there's always time for this little bit of self-care. 5 minutes, I'm sure all of us can afford. Okay, then we want to move on to the board. Okay, I need to prime myself again because the board needs a little bit more actually a bit more strength than the roller. So just want to see whether you can actually okay, maybe this I cannot see. Yeah, I don't know whether this puffiness came down or not. Sometimes puffiness is also because we haven't been drinking enough water. So our skin is crying for hydration. Okay, I know today I really did not drink enough water. I've been busy. So I can literally feel it on the skin. All right. Okay, let's start with going down. Okay, clearing this. This curve works well on this side. Okay, same thing. You don't have to use a lot of strength. Some of you may feel little bumps. Okay, don't get too alarmed. Those could be just your swelling of the lymph nodes because you're not feeling well, or sometimes your immune system is a bit compromised, and sometimes they'll say, oh, it's being heaty, right? Then you start having a bit of a lump. Doing this gua sha, this particular stroke, that actually helps to reduce the inflammation because we're trying to promote circulation. So I've also noticed that doing this daily keeps you healthier as well. So this is downwards. Moving down to over here, I want to uplift. So close to the skin, and we go up and massage. Okay. Same thing, 5 to 10 times close to the skin. Yeah, I'm doing just 5 times. I hope you remember to take a picture of yourself earlier. Okay, I do feel tenderness around here. So if I want to, I would work a little bit more by massaging it. So that's the neck area. Yeah. Over here now, we're going up this way. Close the skin. If you feel that you need to add on your lotion, feel free to do so. Okay. Remember, it's not this way. It's not this way. It's really close to the skin. And you can feel the coolness from the board. I'm going to just flip my screen and see if oh, everybody very shy. I cannot see anybody working on it. Okay. So about 5 times. On your own, you can do it up to 10 times, 15 times. That's fine. Okay. And I'm going to do this part and also all the way up to the hairline, okay? If you need to top up, please top up. Some of you may feel the tenderness on this part, which is actually very close to the eye area as well. If you need to, you can work on it. I like to just put this here and just work on it a little bit. That's okay as well. Okay? Okay, I need to top up the eye area. Find your, if you're not using the same tool as I have, find your comfort point, okay? The sides. So it's a bit, hold on, a bit dry. Okay. So same thing, remember to lift up, not down, okay? You want to be looking tight and taut. So that is there under. And this part here, I also need to top up a little bit. Okay, make use of your notch, the smaller one at the bottom. Okay, back to the hairline. If you feel like, oh, how come this, especially this part here. I don't know about you, but for me, this line here, sometimes you have little bumps. Okay, work on it if you have to. You can just do gently. After you do your long strokes and you know that you want to work on a particular point, go ahead and just gua a little bit. Okay, you can feel the tension releasing from this area. All right. So the forehead. Same thing, 5 times. And the last part is here. Okay. If you're still feeling tight on the eye, remember I was sharing with you, there's these 2 points that we want to also cover. That is here. You can just gently press on it, okay? You know how we instinctively, when we feel tired, we also use our hands and we go like that, right? It's kind of like, it's actually how the body just responds to ourselves when we feel the stress. So that is the 2 points that you can place your Gua Sha board on. And some of you go like, oh, I'm having a headache, I'm very stressed. So these are actually all your acupressure points that if you wish, you can use your Gua Sha board to work a little bit on. If not, then you just use your hands. Are we good? So it's very simple stuff, okay? The Gua Sha part, as I said, you can, if you find that it's too much a hassle, you can do it maybe 2 to 3 times a week, okay? The roller, that's so simple. This one you can do it daily, once, twice a day, all right? How do we wash this after the use? I usually just rinse it under water, use a little bit of just hand soap. You don't need anything to, don't use your mama lemon or whatsoever. Just use your hand soap, just rinse it a little bit and then just wash it. That's good enough. Sometimes if I'm outside and I want to sanitize, I actually do use teeth spray to clean my Gua Sha sticks. Although for stones, just quickly rub it off because we don't want too much interaction with the alcohol as well. Okay, that's all I have. Let me see myself.
Thank you very much, Jelyn. I can actually see difference, and I know that many attendees here also commented that they do see difference as well. Like the skin looks firmer, especially the cheek area. And for me, I actually can see that, the eyes is actually, when you actually do the first side, the eyes is actually less puffy as well.
Yeah. But granted, I am personally, I have puffy eyes since I was young. So I know this is pretty much the best I can achieve each time already. But use the tools.
Right. Okay. And yes.
Is there any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come to the questions later part. In a short while, Jelyn. You take a break first. Yes, you need to drink more water, especially after doing Gua Sha, right? So that's exactly what Jelyn is doing. So let's give Jelyn like at least about like 2 to 3 minutes for the rest of all, and she'll take the questions. And now, if you're actually purchasing this set, which is the Skin Bright set, apart from the skincare products, and of course, apart from the Jade roller and Gua Sha, you actually there's this guide in this set that comes in a packaging box that shows you exactly the guide on how to Gua Sha for your under eye, temple, back, okay, forehead, like what is it from downwards to, from down to up or up to down, depending on the area. So it is actually a simple guide that comes together with the set. Okay, so there are some benefits to that. And of course, some notes like do not soak in hot water, etc., that you can refer to when you get your hands on the set. Okay, so yes, now, we are going to take some questions, Jelyn. So let's see some of the questions. How often do we Gua Sha in a week, Jelyn?
So for the roller, you can do it up to twice a day, even morning, night. That's fine. The board, okay, 2 to 3 times. That's if you have the time to do it daily, why not? But I think 2 to 3 times is good enough for a week.
Yep, right. And then, as we were actually doing the Gua Sha, and one of the attendees actually commented that, the skin actually looks more glowing. The difference is actually quite significant. And so one of the attendees actually asked, is it due to Bloom as well? So I just wanted to add on this. The products that you use along with your Gua Sha and Jade roller does play a part. And the reason why, of course, Jelyn, as she was actually doing her demo, she actually topped up her Bloom lotion quite a bit. A few times, is because earlier on, I actually mentioned that because Bloom lotion actually gets absorbed pretty quickly. And of course, if you want that effect, if you want the brightening effect, of course, it's best to pair with Bloom, the brightening skincare products. Because Bloom brightening skincare products, it actually promotes natural radiance, it revitalizes your skin, and at the same time as you're doing it right, it actually promotes blood circulation, and the product gets absorbed easily. And along with your favorite oils, you want to top it up with your favorite oils, the effect will be much better. Yeah, so that's the reason why we came up with this set, which is the Skin Bright set, that helps you to pair the best of tools as well as the best of products. And if you can take it together with Bloom Collagen Complete, that's even better. So that's the question. And the next question would be, let's see.
Do we do draining? Is this one?
Oh yeah, we have a question from Shireen. Is it okay to Gua Sha or roller on acne-prone skin even though there isn't any acne?
Okay. I would choose to do the roller. I will not, if it's something which you want to play safe with, try the roller first, okay, and see how your skin or how your system reacts to the stimulation. Okay, and if when you're comfortable with it, you can try the Gua Sha, be very gentle, and then just observe how your skin, how the stimulation helps, or rather affects. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, and another question is, can we use it on hair or scalp?
Okay, good question. So thank you for raising that. I did say that. Okay, I'm gonna remove mine. So this particular one, okay, you can use it on your scalp, okay. By just doing this is almost like it's a head Gua Sha already, okay. And when you feel a bit too heavy in the head, yeah, this is something you could possibly do. And same thing, okay, for head, I normally go in one direction, You don't go back and front, back and front. So that's the basics of Gua Sha. We don't do things like that. We don't do that. Okay? It's always one direction. If you cannot remember any direction, then just remember in one direction. All right? So I like doing this. I will need, this is a smaller surface lah, so you probably will need a little bit more cover, a bit more time to cover the entire head, but you can do that. In Chinese, they have this thing called the 每天百梳 100 strokes. Okay, you have a special, there's also a Gua Sha tool that's actually like a comb, and they do 100 strokes every day by splitting the head into 10 segments. Actually 5. Okay, so 1 here, 2, 3, and then you go downwards, right? So 4 and 5. So that's how you just comb 10 times, 20 times, and then you moved on. And I also want to highlight that you will feel tenderness on the scalp. Okay, where there is tenderness, my approach is I will work on it a bit more. The reason why it's tender, it's painful, is because it's blockage. So don't be afraid of it. Just gently work through it. Okay. So this will help for HBL when you feel like you need to clear your mind. This works really well too. Okay. So it goes all the way down. Remember, it's always down to the neck. Okay, go back all the way down to the neck. All the way down to the neck. Down to the neck. So these are the 5 portions, down to the neck and down to the neck. Okay. And this too, notch is very useful for, it's a bit, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try. Over here.
Yes, we can see it, Jelyn. Yep.
So you can do this. You can just gently massage. Okay, that 2 points there. You can gently massage it. You can scrape it down. Okay. Remember, anything over here, just try to be gentle on yourself. The scalp, you don't need to put any you don't need any products. Okay, because the oil on the skin, on the scalp itself, already helps to lubricate the skin or the area. Okay. The neck, however, it is good to put a little bit of oil depending on what you're experiencing. If you need to relax, you can always put lavender, you can, or even frankincense. Actually, anything of this works fine. I love roll-ons, so I always have roll-ons in my bag for Gua Sha purpose.
Right.
So yeah, that's the good thing about Gua Sha. It's really, as I said, it's very versatile. You can use this on your hand, on your, I don't know, everywhere. It's like, the only thing is, I keep the stones for the face because it's just nice to be on the skin. Okay. The other parts of the body, you can use the other, whichever, that a bigger board, or there's another, how Gua Sha originated was actually using bian shi. It's a kind of stone that's pretty heavy, and I like that to use when I'm doing on somebody else. That stone is a bit heavier, then it's a bit tiring to use on myself. I actually use that on somebody else, like my family typically. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jelyn. And I have a question that says, I mean, they're asking how young can a child use roller or Gua Sha?
How young? My teacher will say, maybe above 12. Okay, but I have used it on my children. My kids were like, I mean, they are now 9 and 14, and I've been using Gua Sha on them since a couple of years ago. So I think it's about, it's a bit like oils, right? It's also about strength. If you're using on the younger children, then of course I will not use it on their face. They don't need the face part. On their bodies, typically the bodies. For the younger children, it's really their bodies, and I will then use less strength. Okay. There are only certain areas I would do it, and only certain circumstances. I don't know whether I'm compliant or not, right? Like I'm managing temperature, right? Managing temperature, I would use on the back of the spine. Okay. That's pretty much just for the kids. Or like my daughter, she gets as a teenager. I think teenager is actually pretty alright. She always get very stiff
Shoulder, neck.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for her, she will enjoy me guasha that part for her. Although she will just always scream pain, but it helps her a lot. My son, he swims a lot, so he does have what do you call that, soreness on the back. So there are times I also just run through very lightly. Okay, it just replaces the effort of me having to massage them. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And Jelyn, thank you so much for sharing. And one final question we have for the night would be, okay, you mentioned, Wendy, an attendee here, she actually asked that question. Jelyn, you mentioned about teeth grinding earlier. Is there a special technique or follow the strokes that you have demoed earlier?
As in to relieve the pressure?
Yeah. Is it the same technique or?
Yes, actually, it's as you move your spot. Okay, for TMJ, for that jaw thing, I will recommend board over roller. Okay, roller will be too gentle. So when we run through this portion, usually this is the part that is very tired, very sore. Am I right? So when you reach here, you can just massage it, and when you come down this way, you can also feel the tension. You can just work a little bit here. You don't have to go all the way down all the time. If you feel that, okay, I need more work here, then I'm going to just do a little bit more. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Usually, for the jaw area, usually the acupressure point is just this two part. So you can also just use the oil, just press. If you don't have a gua sha tool, you can also just press and roll. Press and roll. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Jelyn. And yes, we have actually covered, and thank you very much, Jelyn, for addressing the questions that the participants have. I think we have covered everything here. And yes, the participants, if you didn't manage to catch the chat, right, and the messages, the participants actually mentioned that they actually learned a lot. In fact, one of the participants mentioned that she actually has a set of roller and gua sha, but she never know how to use it until today. She has never used it before. She said she has never used it before until today. All right. Thank you very much, Jelyn. And of course, to those who are still in the call, do get your hands on the Skin Bright set. It's until 31st of May. And, apart from the Bloom Brightening skincare products, you can actually get the Jade roller, facial Jade roller, as well as the Gua Sha. And the best part is you can get your hands on not only on these tools, use the products to your advantage, use the tools to skin glowing, brightening, and, natural radiance for your skin. And if you're actually consuming Bloom Collagen Complete, the effect is even better. And the fact that Bloom Collagen Complete is now halal certified by TIDA, you can actually recommend it to your friends, all right, to your family, to your friends, not just female, but male. The man needs collagen as well. And collagen is not, yes, it's for the face, but it's also for the bones and as well as for the muscles.
Yeah, take that. I take that. Yeah, I take that almost daily. So I agree that it really helps skin and joints. Okay, I was washing so much the last HBL. During CB, I could feel it before and after taking the collagen drink. Yeah.
Yep. Because collagen is basically like the glue, or rather the building block. So you really do. Especially right now, we're all working from home, right? We definitely need, apart from the beauty sleep, apart from the products that you use, you actually need the help and the support from the inner nutrition. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and on behalf of our members here, thank you very much, Jelyn, for spending your time with us. And to the attendees, thank you very much for spending your night with us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.